Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It interview recap, where my co-host in life, Brad, and I are going to dig into the magical convo I had with Barnes Jefferson in our last episode. If you haven't yet listened to that interview, feel free to go back, listen to that, and then come back and join us here.
Do it.
I wanted to call her Kim Jefferson Barnes this whole time, and I keep reading it, and I guess it's Kim Barnes Jefferson.
Yeah, Kim Barnes Jefferson.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's how she introduced herself.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just over here changing people's names.
You know, it's how we roll.
Yeah. So I'm super excited because it is the new year, and we've been working really hard behind the scenes.
It is true.
So y'all.
Happy New Year. Happy
New Year. My fitness business owners, teachers, I got something for you, and it's free. We have a webinar where I'm going to teach you about how to actually create time to do the things in your business and how that looks like, how I actually do it for my schedule. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. It's something you can rinse and repeat as often as you need. You can change it as you want to go. So you're going to want to go to profitabilize.com/scheduling to sign up for that free webinar. It's going to happen like in a week. So, you know, this is your save the date. I'm starting to be like Brad, but I'm going to give you a save the date 3 days before.
Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, you get to see my childhood jelly glass, which my parents still keep, and it's now our drinking mugs, and this is from like 30 years old.
Yeah, they don't make glass like that anymore.
Yeah, this is our first time. They don't make glass anymore. No. This is our first time recording a pod episode not in our home.
I know. I hope you like the sound.
Yeah.
We are actually in Brad's teenage bedroom.
It's a bit weird. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's really small. Is what it is.
I know, it's hilariously small.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, my parents' thought process behind this was, well, you're the first one to leave, so you get the smallest room. I was like, I'm the oldest.
That makes no sense to me. You should have had the bigger room for a short period of time, and then your next oldest would get it when you move out, and then you would just have a small room to come back to.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I just think that that would be fair.
That would have made way more sense to teenage Brad, but you know what? Honestly, it was fine. Wow. I was happy to have my own room because before this house, I shared a room. So
anyways, if you would like to have help on how to get more things done in your business, go to profitabilize.com/scheduling. And that is for any amount of years of fitness business. So if you are just starting out as a teacher or a studio owner, or you've been doing it for 30 years, I promise you, I'm freaking efficient.
And free webinar. It's going to be great.
Yep. Okay. What is our audience question, babe?
Okay, cool. Well, Happy New Year. What's the main thing that people do as they, set a New Year's resolution? And the question that we actually got was, how often should you do Pilates?
Yeah, I love this question. It's so simple, and it's so not. So here's the deal.
Tell us more, please.
My answer, non-answer is, any amount of Pilates is better than no Pilates. So if my answer deters you from trying it, no. Because if you go back to tiny habits, you want to create a new habit or routine, you want to do the smallest version possible, which may be just leaving your mat out. Like it might just be like putting your mat on the floor. So, which I know for my perfectionists and overachievers out there, you just side-eyed me and you just went like, that's not true. She's not what she's smoking. I do. And it is totally true. It's a scientific proven. So here's the deal. Joseph Pilates expected you to do it like the mat work is designed that you could do it every day. And that is why when on OPC, I make them 30 minutes. If you want to just press play and set a timer for 15 and leave me hanging, you still got a good workout. You still worked your whole body in those 15 minutes. So you absolutely could do that. But ideally, rule of thumb, 3 to 4 times a week would be amazing. If all you can do is 2, then do 2. And if 1 is all you got, then give every muscle in your body, every ounce of your energy and attention for that one time. But I promise you, it doesn't have to be an hour. 30 minutes is enough. 15 minutes every single day would be enough. And so don't set a bar so high that it's unachievable, which we'll talk about in this podcast. It's so timely, this question coming with Kim. And if all you can do is 5 minutes every day, then start with 5 minutes every day. Because here's what I know to be true. When you have energy, you get things done faster and with more zest. And then all of a sudden, time.
And enthusiasm. And joy.
Yeah. And then you have more time. Because making the bed wasn't this like exhausting thing that your body was like, oh my God, I have to do this right now. You like did it with zest, pleasure, and joy, and it took half the time, and then boom, now you can do 7 minutes.
Lots of zest.
Yeah, I love zest. Fully clean. You're not fully clean.
Amazing.
All right.
Okay, now let's talk about Kim Barnes Jefferson, an overcomer of the cycles of yo-yo dieting and the toxic dieting culture. Kim Barnes Jefferson is an enthusiastic, spunky master coach and founder of Fit Girl Magic Society. She now dedicates her life to helping women over 40 understand why their bodies decided to give them the middle finger and find confidence in who they are.
I love it.
I think that's hilarious because whose body hasn't given them the middle finger when they're hitting this age? I mean, my dad told me it was 38 for him, and it was definitely 38 for me.
So she's going to have to start lowering her barrier to entry to like close to 40. Yeah, and I also love it because I think so many women do look at their bodies as if it gave them the middle finger, and really our bodies are just reflections of what we did to them. So
that's also true.
I find this to be a really awesome, honest conversation because you know, so many of us were raised at a time where the tighter, the lower the jeans, the better. And if you didn't fit into those jeans, I don't even know what you're supposed to do, but like they just didn't make jeans for you. Like now you can go and there's a whole wall of jeans and you can pick straight, wide, boyfriend, you know, curve. Like there's so many options.
Bell bottom,
right?
High waisted.
But like no, when I was growing up, there's one jean, and if you didn't wear that one, then people made fun of you. And so I
had access to all of the old style.
Yeah,
because I would go to the consignment shop and there'd be jeans there from 1973.
Y'all, there's a story about Brad that apparently he had a pocket in one of his jeans that would fit a Pepsi, like a
2-liter soda bottle. Yeah, those are my Jenkos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody from the 90s knows what those are.
I'm so glad it was so easy for you to be a boy growing up in the 90s. It was not that for those of us women approaching 40 or over 40, we were not given as many
I used to put my science book in the back pocket of my jeans.
I don't know what the belt that you had to have for that. But anyway, let's get back to Kim. So I had to have her on because I know many of our listeners are women, and there's a few men, but you've got women in your life. So these are the thoughts that are going through their heads. And also, you know, I think we've talked about it before with different guests, but truly we really do decide how good our day is by getting on a scale. And I knew this girl when I worked at Equinox, and she would get on the scale every day. And I heard her say one day, "Perfect enough for today." And
It's an interesting thought.
Mm-hmm, she had been going through some stuff with her body, and she was having a hard time breaking the habit of checking her weight. So she just said that at the end, so that her brain couldn't have another response. So she had the response already. And that was her way of getting over letting the scale tell her if she was a good girl that day, you know, like, and I just think that it's so interesting. We could be rocking it at work. We could be feeling great with our families. And then we like eat an extra cookie, and all of a sudden, like, we're the worst person in the world. We made a bad judgment. Like, well, we just don't, all that stuff keeps us from actually working on the thing we want to work on and doing the thing we want to do.
It's a trap.
And you know what? It's the patriarchy. They had you do this so that you can't.
I don't get it.
Well,
I don't get it.
If you're so busy focusing on looking a certain way based on the media, then you're not busy taking over and being powerful and taking over their jobs. It works. People are nodding their head while they're listening.
Okay. I'm gonna slowly nod my head.
There's actually a great look. I didn't come up with this. So if you want to listen to an amazing interview, her name is Sonia Renee Taylor. She writes the book, The Body's Not an Apology. And she had a conversation with Brene Brown, Saint Brene, over on Brene's podcast. And you can only listen to Brene on Spotify. So you'll go over there, look up the interview with Sonia Renee Taylor, and Sonia Renee Taylor explains that the ladder is actually the ladder we're all trying to climb by looking a certain way and all the things. It's actually fictional. It's not there. And it's put in place so that we all are so focused on climbing this ladder that we're not actually focused on like where we're climbing to, who we are as we climb up this ladder, all this stuff. And
I'll tell you, we will make it easier for you, and we will find a link to said pod episode between those two, and we will put that in the show notes.
And if you,
I wonder how conspiratorial we should be about that. I feel like it maybe just default happened and innately became a thing, and then we adopted it societally, as opposed to like someone masterminding how they can.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't
manipulate people.
I'm sure there was not a genius manipulator in there, but I'm sure there's some people who saw, oh, look what's happening over here. They're so busy focus on being perfect that they can't do this. So at any rate, I don't feel like I'm a conspiracy theorist. I just feel like it is this thing. This topic is really important, ladies, because it really is keeping you from all your stuff. I read the comments. I get stuff in my members only group. Yep. I didn't feel good today about this, so I just didn't do my workouts. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. It's like, oh my gosh, all those things you didn't do would have made you feel better. Right? All those things. And then you would have had more energy to do stuff. And so anyways, I really would listen to that conversation with Sonia and Brene, because if you are struggling with anything going on with your body, it is such a freeing conversation. But anyways, back to.
Well, I mean, I know we just kind of went down that whole thought process, but you were circling back around to one thing that you loved that she said.
Oh, well, it was just that question and don't accept things. There you go.
Hey.
Look at how good I am.
Ask more questions and don't accept things. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, she said at the beginning, so if you want to know what this was, she was talking about how her doctor was just like, this is how old you are. This is going to happen to you.
Right.
And you have a member in your family who had a similar situation. The doctor said, oh, you're just going to gain, 3 pounds every year. And she's like, every year, I'm going to live at least 10 more years. At least. That's 30 pounds. If you
live 20 more years?
She's totally going to live 20 more years. The people in her family have lived 30 more years than her age. So that's a lot. You can't sustain that. And she's like, she didn't accept it. And so
30 years at that rate would be 90 pounds. Yeah. That's a lot.
And so not that she should be focused on her weight loss, but it is a health thing. It's a medical thing that she's on that's causing this. And so she's like, I don't accept that. And Kim is just saying, you don't have to accept if a medical professional is saying, this is it for you, this is all you got. You don't have to accept that. Ask more questions, get curious. Amy Ledeen is a perfect example. She
100%.
She has stage 4 cancer right now, and she is not accepting that. It's not that she's in denial. It's just that she's like, I don't accept that this means this is the end. I will be here long enough to raise my youngest daughter. So she's getting curious. She's asking questions. She's actually looking for evidence to prove her doctor's incorrect. So she's looking for survivors, people who've lived with stage 4 cancer for 20 plus years. She's finding them. So anyways, I love that Kim brought this up. I think it is something we should all not be afraid to just say, is that really all you got? Do you have any other things for me?
Yeah, I mean, particularly like the doctor saying well, just face it, you're old now, so this is happening. It's like, that's pretty weak.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, I mean, people are doing some crazy, amazing. There are people running 100-meter dashes at 100 years old.
I saw that.
They're super fast for how
the Olympics. Yeah,
I'm impressed. They look stronger than Gaia.
Yes, Gaia
yeah,
but very impressive. Very impressive.
Okay, what did you love?
Okay, so I really loved that she said, acknowledge the season that you're in, the efforts and the goals that can be accomplished during this season. I know that, growing up, it was more like, each season of the year kind of a thing, and it changed because I was in school and it was the summer, and so the summer is like you got more time to yourself as opposed to when you got to buckle down and work because of school, whatever. With her, she was talking about her client. Her client is an accountant, And during tax season, it's like haywire, right? And she's like barely like coming up for air and eating microwave pizza because it's quick and fast and that's the only thing available. And yet she had a goal about, weight loss. And Kim said, hey, just pointing out here, like, you don't even have time to call me. How are we going to, focus on this? Maybe we take a breather at the moment and we set an actual target that's like, you can achieve this during a different point, after tax season. Then we can go hit it hard.
Yeah.
During tax season, maybe we maintain.
Yeah, I loved how she explained how she does that, because we talk a lot about this inside of our coaching group. We have a lot of business owners who have kids and they're like, how do I balance it all? I'm like, well, first of all,
right.
that's the wrong word to look for. It's like, what season are you in your business? If it is a time when your kids are off school, maybe that's when you slow things down and you give yourself fewer goals that month because you're busy spending time with your kids. You're going to resent the time you spend with them because you're not working on this thing, or
that is like the worst case, and that happens all the time. Is like suddenly you're like, I didn't have to be at this damn soccer game. I could be whatever, and it's like, wait a minute, let's reframe this. Game. Obviously, you wanted to be here, but it builds that resentment. Totally, you don't want to put yourself in that position. So when you reframe your when you take a step back and look at how much you can actually do in a specific season of time or period of time, maybe your goals shift and change, and you move into maintenance as opposed to like powering through. I know for me, I've actually felt this, mostly in work, not working out, but like mostly in work stuff, where I'm like, okay, in order for us to hit said goal, 2 months from now, I got to hit it hard now. Like really have to buckle down, go to sleep early, wake up early, all the kind of things, and like make a shift. And then, when we hit that goal, I have the choice to, take a breather for a little bit. And, again, still going to work, still answering emails, but like there's a difference in that mentality where I'm not just like hardcore, and when you have to also let up for your own sanity, because you'll eventually burn out if you just keep go, right? But during those times, I've noticed how like buckling down at the office, it is harder to maintain my workout, it's harder to like be ambitious about my workout, but I know how important it is to maintain my workout when I'm buckled down, because that movement, that physical movement, actually really helps me perform better anyway. Right.
So I've noticed that what you do is you don't do all 3 that we go to in the week. You go to 2, and maybe you don't do all 3 of your yogas. Maybe just do 1. Like it is about, it's, if we're really honest with ourselves, like, and really set up our own expectations for things, it's kind of amazing what you actually can get done. Because wouldn't it be amazing if you got to work on something and then you weren't feeling shame about not working on something else?
Yeah, I think it's the same idea. It would be amazing. Yes.
Wouldn't it be amazing?
If we didn't beat ourselves up.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. But I think that would be really fun if we could just go, this is on a simmer and this thing is boiling.
Finally, let's talk about the beit action items that you have with Kim Barnes Jefferson. What bold, executable, intrinsic, or targeted action items can we take away from your convo? And I'm going to jump right in. You were talking about the definition of success, and I think it goes hand in hand with acknowledging the season that you're in.
Yeah.
But when you are able to redefine the definition of success, it's like you were talking about with the food and beating yourself up with eating a cookie, or whatever. Or, Kim talked about how when her husband was trying to book her birthday dinner, he was like, I called the restaurant and they can make you some like miserably bland fish and some, just steam some veggies. Right. And I know that, we've been there.
We've been there.
We've literally been there. But when you redefine your definition of success, you're not going to hang yourself out to dry if you, are going to have that cookie or whatever that thing is.
Right.
you know? And with that seasonality, it's if it's a birthday dinner, maybe you're allowed to enjoy the dinner as opposed to, you know, be so strictly holding to your regimen.
I mean, something that I love about every single woman we brought on to talk about the weight, the dieting situation that this world is in. All of them are anti-diet coaches.
I was thinking about Lana J.
All of them are anti-restriction. Amy Ledeen is anti-that. Yep. Lana J, we've had on Amber Shaw and Kim Barnes. Like, all of them are this anti-dieting, anti-restriction because, like, even Amber would say, like, when you only eat a whole food diet, well, that's a restriction. So, like, you know, and so
Lana J was talking about eating Cheez-Its, and she's like, am I satisfied?
Yeah. Ask those questions. So I do think, I love that you brought up the redefining success and tied it with the seasonality, because I think Kim is right here. It's like, first of all, just first acknowledge where you are right now and how you're talking to yourself and how that's affecting your life. But then second, it is about, like, you know, you're supposed to eat with the seasons, y'all. Like, in the winter, all the food should be warmer, cooked, heavier, right? Like, your body will change during that time because if it's colder, you're not as active as in the summertime. And I know I drink less water in the winter because I'm not parched all the time. So I think when you just get really clear on what is a good day for you, what is perfect enough for you today.
Right. That's perfect for me today.
Then you get to have a lot more space and grace for yourself, and you have more time to do the thing. Like, I love that Kim actually acknowledged that her tax accountant has a job to do. Woman can't stop working to focus on the school over here. So she was just like, let's get really, really honest about your season and let's redefine success. Genius. Love it. That's a great Be It action item.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
Okay. Find 3 easy things that each day will make you feel like you're honoring your health. This is so fun because you can, even in a busy season, you know, you can totally just, this is part of defining your success. What are those 3 things? I have a friend who I heard her say on her podcast, she has a glass of water by her bed that she puts there before she goes to sleep. Then when she wakes up, she sits up and she drinks that whole glass of water.
I've started doing that.
And it's like
because
amazing.
I'm pretty sure it's because you told me about your friend.
I know. And then she's like, if that's all the water I got today, at least I got a whole glass of water. Like, that's one of her easy things. Does she know she should drink more water? Yes. Is she a proponent of that's all the water you need? No. But she is making it easy for her to be successful at that goal. And it's going to lead to her wanting more. So pick 3 easy things that you can do. And the reason they need to be easy is going back to BJ Fogg. If you do them, you'll feel good about yourself. If you feel good about yourself, you do the thing again.
You'll do it again. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyways, that's that one I thought was like, oh, anyone can do this right now. Anyone. I don't care if you're over 40, under 40, not even acknowledging 40, like
whether your body's giving you the middle finger or not.
Yeah, I think we can all pick 3 easy things that will make you feel like you're honoring your health.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about, like, what are the easy things that I could do.
I walk the dog. That's easy.
Oh, that's an easy one because he's got to get walked anyway.
Yeah.
But obviously that's a win for the movement, right? You get thousands of steps on those walks every morning.
Yeah. And I also make my breakfast each morning. That's not easy for everybody, but it is easy for me. So it's one of my easy things. And I really try to, I toast a waffle and and then I put some almond butter on it and some blueberries, and then I sit down at the dining room table, and that feels like health to me.
I was thinking about the Aura Ring and my use. You know, an easy thing for me to do to honor my health is to open the app and let it sync and actually assess where I am, you know, and how my sleep was. Easier. And that's like an easy thing for me to look and go, like, did I go to bed early enough last night? Or did I get why did I potentially have a restless sleep? Did I have, one more beer and I could have skipped that? Asking, like, am I in a place where I feel like ready to go, and this app is telling me like, yeah, you're hot, go get it done.
Another easy thing is just to turn your phone over or off or on do not disturb an hour before you go to bed. That's a really easy thing you could do for your health.
Yeah.
I have an app that I check in on for my cycle. That's actually an easy thing. Look at what other easy things can we give people to honor their health?
Okay, cool. So here's something that I've started doing recently. In the middle of the afternoon, and I've noticed this typically when after I've eaten, that the way my body has always been is that I get lethargic after I eat. It doesn't matter if I eat like healthy or unhealthy. It's just I kind of slow down and I get that like afternoon like, oh, I'm dragging. And instead of getting a coffee, I have started doing a handstand.
Oh,
because I felt like the only reason I'm tired is because all the blood in my body is going to my stomach to process my meal. So what if I brought some of it back up to my head? I'm sure someone's going to tell me that you shouldn't go upside down when you're eating. But no, not when I'm eating. It's after I've eaten and my body's starting to feel slow. So it's usually an hour, 2 hours after.
The esophagus works. It just keeps going.
It does. The esophagus can work upside down.
Yeah.
But that's clearly not what I'm not eating while in the handstand.
That. I didn't know you did this.
Yeah, I've started doing it in the hallway. I did one today, in fact, too. Just if I start, instead of me feeling like the afternoon slug, now I just go do a handstand, and it's actually incredible because like it definitely keeps it light. It makes my brain woo.
That's so fun.
Plus you get a little arms.
You can also take 3 deep breaths. That's an easy thing you can do for your health. 3 inhales and exhales.
Why don't we do that?
Nose. Okay, 1, 2, in and out through the nose.
I cheated before.
3.
Yeah.
Don't you feel healthy?
I feel calm.
I know. It's like so
happier.
Like you honored your health right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a win.
You do it in and out through your nose, y'all, because that your nose has nostril hairs for a reason.
Tell me more.
Well, it's to keep you from getting sick. So
okay.
There's like tons of studies on like decreasing hypertension and all this other stuff. So breathing out through your nose, even if you have sinus stuff, do the best you can. Your brain will not want you to die, so it'll figure things out. Just read Breathe by James Nestor. You're welcome. That's something you can do to honor your health as well, but it's not easy. It might take some time. Okay, well, that was so fun. I love her. You can listen to her on Fit Girl Magic, everyone. So check her out if she inspired you.
That's her podcast.
Yeah.
We'll put that link in the notes too.
Yeah. I'm Lesley Logan.
And I'm Brad Crowell.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so grateful for you. How are you going to use these tips in your life? Let us know by sending a DM to the pod on Instagram, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye for now.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day. Be It Till You See It is a production of As the Crows Fly Media.
It's written, produced, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell. Our associate producer is Amanda Fraterelli.
Kevin Perez at Diseño handles all of our audio editing.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to our designer Jairo Mandal for creating all of our visuals, which you can't see because this is a podcast, and our digital producer Jay Pedroso for editing all the video each week so you can.
And to Angelina Herrico for transcribing each of our episodes so you can find them on our website. And finally, to Meredith Crowell for keeping us all on point and on time.